Well, we are going to do a little different thought today because we've been in First Thessalonians, and we're going to be going into the next chapter next week. But I wanted to share something that I have been wanting to share for some time, but it hadn't been quite the right timing. But it was something I shared at our Rekindle Women's Retreat back at the beginning of September. And I've had a few people messaging me about it, so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and share it on here in case it's something you want to replay and just be a good reminder. So to kind of tell the story and get into what I shared then is the Lord had put in my heart to write little post-it notes on the doors of each of these rooms at the Rekindle Retreat. So the first night, it was just, I just followed wherever the Lord was leading to put on each door. But the second night, as I was writing these, I began noticing a pattern in that it was very much speaking to the women's beauties, to the beauty, and to just how much the Lord loves them and He values them, and all these different things on each of these notes. Well, as I was writing them, the Lord just spoke to me on one of the doors and said, there's going to be women that read these post-its that roll their eyes and say it doesn't apply to them. And I want you to share your story. So I had talked to our leader, our director, and asked if I could share. And of course, the Lord opened that door and began to share where I came from. I very much struggled with my own beauty and self-esteem, I guess, not really quite the right word, because I wanted to see through God's eyes. But I questioned how God made me. I didn't like how I looked. And for years, one of the things that I battled with, it's being silly, but I battled with the fact that I didn't have blue eyes. I always wanted blue eyes as a child. And especially being redhead and not having blue eyes, it's kind of, it's unique having brown eyes. And of course now I value that because of my Hawaiian background and the brown eyes, and I have the round Hawaiian face, and all these things that I used to not like are things that now I treasure and cherish, that God designed me in that way, because it is a testament to my heritage. But in all of that, for years I struggled with my looks, and especially through the ups and downs of having children. It can just really mess with weight issues and all kinds of other things, and trying to get hormone balance and all that it's a struggle. But in all of that, questioning why I looked the way I did, I'd look in the mirror and I would find things that I just didn't like, and I would criticize it. And one day the Lord stopped me in my tracks, and He said, why do you keep slapping me in the face? And it didn't register at the moment what He was talking about. And He said, why do you keep looking at what I've created in disgust? And for the first time, I began to see things in a little different way. He began to reveal things to me. And I'm a crafty person. I'm creative. Every Christmas, I make gifts for our family members, specifically the children. And that's the picture that He began to bring to mind, is after I've created something that I've poured my heart and soul into, and I spent hours to make something super special for one person. And if I give that person that gift, that handcrafted, beautiful gift that I poured my heart and soul into, and I made specifically for that person, and they take it, they look at it and go, ugh, I hate this. And they throw it on the floor and stomp on it, and they hate it. And that was the picture He brought to my mind. And then He took me to Isaiah 45:9. It says, woe to him who quarrels with his maker, to him who is but a potsherd among the potsherds on the ground. Does the clay say to the potter, what are you making? Does your work say he has no hands? Woe to him who says to his father, what have you begotten? Or to his mother, what have you brought to birth? The Lord God has designed us, each one of us, special and unique in different ways. Yet we continually say, were a mistake, or God didn't, sometimes we don't even attribute to God. We just hate the things about ourselves. We forget who designed us in the first place, that God designed us. And every time that we say we don't like something about who we are, how we look, then what we're doing is we're saying that, God, you didn't do a good enough job, or you're not skilled enough. You make mistakes, and that breaks God's heart. Instead, and for me, it was, I began to, after he showed this to me, he began to kind of walk me through the process of, I want you to go in the mirror and every day find another feature in you that you love about yourself. And the only feature I've actually for years only loved was my red hair. I did like my red hair, but I didn't like the curls or the poofiness or all these different things about it. Instead of being able to go, God has given this to me and I want to work with it. And now I got my hair cut this week, and it wasn't exactly, or last week, it wasn't exactly what I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for a little bit longer, but in that, it's still, I'm trying to find, okay, God, you have created me in this way, and I want to accentuate the features that you've given in a beautiful way and actually enjoy and embrace what you've given me, rather than constantly complaining about it or saying I don't like something about it. So that has kind of been the journey I went on, and began to find, that's when I realized, I do love my brown eyes. I love that God gave me brown eyes because I am part Hawaiian. And all these wonderful things that God has put in the design of Cohiba. And he's done that for you, and he's done that for each one of us, that he's designed us specifically with purpose and intent behind the features that he's given us. And as I began to do that, the Lord began to really heal parts of me and how I saw even other people. It begins to really change and transform you as you're asking God, how do you see me? Now, it was easy for me to see other people as beautiful, but if there had been something that I didn't like, what I would do is go, well, that person has it and it looks great on them, but it doesn't look good on me. And that's where he began to change my perspective on when I saw other people. I began to celebrate their beauty and celebrate that was also a part of me. And anyway, it began to just do a lot of work. But that's where I encourage you to let God begin to heal. If you are struggling with body image or who you are, now God has given us bodies to take care of. We are a temple of the Lord, and so we should be good stewards of that. And as I said, you find how to take care of your body and to enjoy the features he's given, to use those and not work against it, but to use it as part of a blessing instead of a curse. And so I just encourage you, if you struggled with this, if you struggle with who God has made you to be, don't do what Isaiah 45:9 is saying. Don't begin to slap the potter in the face and saying you did a terrible job and you don't know what you're doing. Do you even know how to design? Because that's what we say when we begin to criticize what God has made. So just take this as an encouragement and a way to challenge yourself in seeing yourself through God's eyes. And I pray that he will reveal those things as you're looking in the mirror, instead of running away as if there's a Pumbaa in the mirror. But begin to actually see the beauty that God has put inside of you, and let him transform your view of yourself.